First, never reveal your past to just anyone. Guarding your story, knowing your story influence how they possess secrets. It is strategy.
Second, some relationships exist only because time placed you near each other, not because purpose ever truly connected you. When someone's presence or absence creates no real shift in your direction, letting go is not loss, it is alignment.
Third, noise rarely builds clarity. When energy is scattered across less meaningless exchanges, walking away quietly becomes an act of self-respect. Fourth, arriving early is more than punctuality. It is silent preparation. Those who move ahead of time create space to observe, and in that space, authority naturally begins to form.
Fifth, the more attention you give to judging others, the less awareness you have for shaping your own path. True progress begins the moment observation turns inward. Sixth, not every connection deserves to be maintained. Some ties exist only to consume your time, your clarity, your forward motion. Sometimes it is revealed in the quiet decision to release. Seventh, intuition often speaks before logic has time to assemble evidence. When the first encounter feels misaligned, forcing closeness rarely creates harmony. Time is limited, so is your emotional energy. Visibility can be more dangerous than scarcity. Revealing the scale of your resources invites silent calculations from others. Discretion is not fear, it is protection.
Ninth, building your own strength often requires walking beyond familiar approval. The higher your direction rises, the fewer voices remain close enough to understand it. 10th, before people hear your words, they read your presence. How you carry yourself becomes a silent language that opens or quietly closes opportunities. 11th, your power is not determined by how many people surround you. It is revealed by how clearly you decide who deserves to remain. Selection protects energy. Trying to reshape others often only drains it. 12th, meaningful advancement rarely happens through grand leaps. It grows through small, repeatable victories that quietly accumulate. Clarity in the next step is often more powerful than obsession with the final destination. 13th, passion is not a distraction from success. It is often the force that sustains you when discipline alone becomes heavy. People who care deeply can endure longer than those who only calculate. 14th, unfinished intentions are fragile. Speaking too soon exposes ideas to doubt, interference, and unnecessary resistance. Let outcomes speak first. Explanation can follow later. 15th, unnecessary emotional reactions weaken strategic clarity. When the mind remains calm inside turbulence, decisions begin to sharpen. 16th, uncertainty is not an emergency. Not every unknown requires immediate resolution. Those who constantly fear the future exhaust the very clarity they will later need to survive it.
17th, simplify your focus, protect your health, stabilize your emotions, and strengthen your financial base. Everything else is secondary noise disguised as urgency.
18th, when values cannot be aligned, explanations rarely create understanding. Sometimes resolution comes not through persuasion, but through controlled concession.
19th, being understood is one of the rarest experiences in life. When such connection appears, treat it as something fragile and valuable. Peace within your closest circle must be protected deliberately. Distance is sometimes the most respectful solution when harmony cannot be maintained. 21st, investing in the mind yields returns that no external market can guarantee. Clear thinking protects you from costly mistakes long before intelligence has the chance to impress anyone. 22nd, physical resilience quietly supports long-term ambition. When the body weakens, even the strongest plans begin to lose momentum. 23rd, scarcity thinking reveals itself in small obsessions. People who fixate on trivial exchanges often carry heavier, invisible limitations. 24th, surviving is not the same as living. Without direction, comfort gradually transforms into a quiet form of stagnation. 2015, commercial instinct is not born from luck. It grows through observation, reflection, and the willingness to notice subtle shifts before they become obvious. 26th, every major decision leaves an imprint that extends far beyond the moment it is made. Thoughtful movement today often prevents silent regret tomorrow. Growth is rarely loud. As years pass, sensitivity must transform into quiet endurance. True evolution happens when emotion no longer controls direction. 28th, procrastination silently erodes opportunity. Speed guided by clarity becomes one of the rarest advantages in competitive environments. 29th, when a problem can be resolved through material means, preserve your relationships. Connections are most valuable when used sparingly and with intention. 30th, opportunities rarely arrive with certainty. Those who transform their lives are often the ones who move before fear has time to organize resistance. 31st, controlling speech preserves strategic clarity. Words released too quickly often weaken positions that silence could have strengthened. 32nd 9, meaningful advancement often happens away from attention. Many transformations are invisible until the moment they can no longer be ignored. 33rd, proximity to disciplined thinkers accelerates personal evolution. Environment shapes ambition more powerfully than isolated determination. 34th, small gestures often reveal more about human dynamics than elaborate negotiations. Trust is rarely logical. It is felt through consistent signals.
35th, observe carefully who contributes without being asked. Character is revealed through patterns of action, not declarations of intention.
36th, external chaos is inevitable. Inner instability is optional. Strategic thinking survives only where emotional ground remains firm.
37th, leaving space in desire preserves strength. Excess consumes clarity faster than scarcity ever could.
38th, when direction becomes clear, hesitation becomes the real enemy. Transformation favors those who move before doubt reorganizes their courage. 39th, thriving in competitive arenas demands perception, resilience, depth, and boldness. Gentle intentions alone rarely withstand hard realities.
40th, boundaries define sustainability. Without them, even success gradually becomes exhaustion.
41st, energy spent on complaint rarely creates momentum. Redirected toward action, it begins shaping tangible outcomes.
42nd, before leverage is gained, persistence must replace pride. Opportunity rarely rewards those who wait passively.
43rd, decisive movement attracts alignment. People follow clarity more readily than they follow hesitation.
Exceptional minds compresses time. Learning beside them reshapes destiny faster than solitary struggle.
45th, wealth, beyond status, beyond influence, the sharpest force you can cultivate is your way of thinking. Master perception, and the entire game begins to change.